Is the mic on? How many MBAs here? मैं भी हूँ. चलो, the rest of Delhi can work. All the MBAs have come here. Now the real work will happen. Somebody is talking about Excel. What was that question, Excel? XLR is some question, no? I only know one song, Excel Ki Kudiyan. Have you heard it? If you haven't heard, the most famous thing about Excel is that song. So you can search it on YouTube. It's there, Excel Ki Kudiyan. I didn't sing it, but it's quite interesting. Okay, I have just 15 minutes and the clock has not even started ticking. So I have unlimited time. Thank you for having me. And I'm going to, you want me to, ahead of the chairs. सामने आ जाओ. Sorry. कुर्सी के पीछे कुर्सियां भी हैं. Well, all of your HR. I have so many HR jokes, I am scared to make them. But anyway, no, I'm not here to make HR jokes. But, you know, I was in a corporate and I remember my best HR story is that the day I left the bank, everybody leaves banking the day the bonus comes, right? Because you don't leave. When the bonus comes, you leave that day. I went to my boss and I said, I'm resigning. And he said, oh, actually, I'm also resigning. So why don't you go to the big boss, boss's boss? You go to him. I went to him and he said, actually, I'm also resigning. I'm opening my own company. Why don't you come with me? I said, no, I have to become a writer and all that, this, that. So I sent my mail. It was, okay, now I can say it. It's too long back. It was Deutsche Bank. Okay. So I sent the mail to my boss, who forwarded to my boss's boss, but both were resigning, right? And I left. Now, since they both left, nobody forwarded that mail to HR. So I kept getting my salary. No, I don't still get it. I'll tell you what happened. So, and I used to be in the distressed debt group, you know, where you do loan recoveries and all that. So 3 months, I was like, and then you do get your salary for a while anyway. It's that notice period, gardening leave, whatever. So first I didn't even think, I thought it's normal. I'm getting it for 1 month. Then I got the second one. I said, maybe it's a 3-month thing. Okay, great, nice. Then I kept getting it for 6 to 8 months. As I was writing 2 states. So I was like, maybe they're paying me to write this now, so which is awesome. Then one day, one guy from HR called me. He said, sir, one, I've read your books. And second, you're still getting paid by us. And you have said in interviews, you are a full-time writer now. Are you coming to office or not? Because they didn't even know that I'm gone, right? I said, sometimes I come. I did go to meet my friends. And then he said, sorry, this, we have to stop this. I said, okay, stop it. I have resigned. What can I say? And he said, sir, you have to pay us back. I said, why should I pay you back? He said, because you've stopped working for us and we have been paying you. And I said, otherwise, what will you do? He said, I will otherwise have to take the amount and send it to the distressed debt department. I say, all my friends are working there. They are not going to claim this. So yeah, that was a free gift from Deutsche Bank to me. I thought it's fair. I think they should support writers. So that was my HR story, guys. Not what you expect at Future Skills Conference. Let me tell you about Future Skills. It's very, like, because there are MBAs, there has to be like cool terms. Future skills, jobs, this, that. So I have left doing the MBA stuff so that I don't get to use, I didn't want to use too many of those terms. But it's something, you know, I always say this, like even for HR people, your employees may be well paid, they may be well looked after, they may have welfare, but are they motivated? And I know it sounds like, what is motivation? But a motivated employee is what I think can produce 5 times, 10 times more than a non-motivated employee. And it's not just in a job, it's just in life. Are you motivated towards making that relationship good? Are you motivated towards keeping fit? Are you motivated towards making your company do well where you work? And if that thing is missing, then you will not get the results. You will not get these future skills, which I'm going to talk about. And I think if there is one thing I'd like you guys, I'm nobody to tell HR people what to do, you know, even though sometimes they pay too much. In my case, usually people complain. I'm very happy. But aim, the HR's aim should be not just employee welfare, employee, payrolls, and of course all those other things have to be done. But from time to time, are the employees motivated? Because if they are not, no matter how much we give the academic knowledge about future skills and all that, if they are not, they won't do it, right? And that's just the way it works. My survival, if you can call it, in the space I'm in, which is now a very broad space, is because I have had this one thing in life, that everything will change and you must change with it. And if that's really the only difference between me and other writers, that's why you've heard of me. I'm still around. My first book came almost 20 years ago. I've been around for a while. I'm a veteran now, right? But I'm still there because I keep changing, and I can't go through the entire history because there's not enough time. But let me give you the most recent example of where I had to change unwillingly, even though I used to think I'm really sorted. I've expanded my businesses. It's not just books, it's television, it's movies, it's talks, it's like everything. And then when of course we were all affected by COVID. So when COVID came, I had a book launch because I had a new book ready. All the book launches were cancelled. All my motivation talks were cancelled, right? Because you need auditoriums, you need flights. Nothing was there. All movie projects were cancelled. Literally, the business didn't just decline 20-30%, it declined to zero. Everything was back to zero. And I felt, okay, I thought I'm really good at this. I'm really good at diversifying. I'm really good at planning for the future. And look, what the hell has happened. So lesson number one is, no matter how well you plan it, uncertainty will hit you, right? It won't be COVID next time. It could be something else. It could be asteroid rain. Who the hell knows? I hope not. But, something will happen. If it doesn't happen at the global level, like COVID, it'll happen at your level. Something will happen to someone in your family. God forbid. Then what, right? So life will throw things at you which are not easy. There's one secret about life. Nature did not make this world for human beings to be comfortable. It's not designed like that. Nature doesn't even care. It's human beings who try to now make air conditioning and nice hotels and chairs and like beds, and we have done this. Nature doesn't care. You go out hunting, you step on a thorn, you bleed to death. Okay, another one will be born. That's how the world is. The world is not an easy place, and the world will keep on changing. Now, today we have a lot of modern technology and things like that, but the fundamental nature of the universe is not going to change, that it's going to be a challenging place always. We get comfortable. We've made life so comfortable that we think like, okay, now I'm sorted. The moment you think that, that's when life is going to hit you like it did to me. I had to evolve at that time. I evolved at several levels, right? I in a way, it was a great chance to really transform, right? I realized that I can't give motivation talks on site. So we started webinars. You must have done it. I hate them. Fine. But we did it. Okay. I hope there's no comparison between live events and that. And the another thing I started doing was I became a YouTuber. When we talk of future skills, at 47, I became a YouTuber, and it's not, what are these skills, right? It's not like skills are like you're learning how to do embroidery or polish diamonds. Those are very, very refined skills, but skills are at a different level. Suddenly, I have to tell my story through a video that I make in 10 minutes. I'll show you what kind of skills are involved. Here's my little prop. This is called a concealer. The women know. Guys are like, what is he holding? But every woman here knows. But now I also know, because I need to do makeup before I get onto YouTube. This is MAC number 45, which matches my skin complexion, right? I have to put it here, otherwise I'll see dark circles. I have a little scar here, I have to cover it. What does a writer have to do with this? Well, if the writer is interested in telling his stories, this is how stories are told today. I'm not here to question. I'm not here to say, I'm an intellectual. I want to sit by a river in a circuit house, write my, articles or stories, and the world should appreciate it. The young kids don't give a damn, right? They'll start watching reels. That is my competition. So the least I can do is comb my hair and put on some makeup. Nobody had to question why. That is what it means sometimes to have skills. I have to learn about mics. There are unidirectional mics, omnidirectional mics, podcast mics, all kind of things. I have to learn about lighting. I have to learn about recording. I have to learn about making intros, outros, making thumbnails, those YouTube, YouTube is a whole world. It's like running a studio, and I'm still learning. I just started 1 year back, but it's doing fine. We've got 600 plus videos, million plus views a month. It's doing good, but it's totally new skills, which I had to do. This is just one example. Same is going to be like for your job, right? I'll tell you another skill. I used to be fat 5 years ago because I'm a writer. Who cares? You're reading a book. You don't know a fat guy wrote it. It was not good. That's a whole separate talk where I was killing myself to death. And I'm going to tell all MBAs here, don't work so much that you kill yourself to death. You will literally die. I know people. I have batchmates who are like admitted to hospitals and all that, and they were high flyers. So don't do that. That's separate talk. That is not the theme today. Save it for the medical conference. Okay. Where the pharma companies say, no, please tell people to get sick so that we can. No. So, but for YouTube, your face is in every video. What is the skill required? Fitness is almost a job requirement now. I'm like a flight attendant who has to step on the scale. And if you're above a certain weight, you can't get on the flight. Used to be like that. It's not there anymore. But trust me, these were some HR person had made this policy. Yeah, if it's 56, sorry, ground staff. Okay. I had to run. I started running during COVID time. I lost weight. I started taking care of my looks. I started, not that I'm some model or anything, but I had to do this for YouTube. Again, example of this is what it means to just change. It requires a mindset, right? You've done your engineering, you've done your MBA, you've worked in banks, you've written books, you've become bestsellers, movies have been made on your movie. And you're sitting there seeing videos on how to put concealer. Now, one attitude is, what is my life come to? What is this nonsense I'm doing? One attitude is, wow, I'm getting to learn something new, right? And the concealer does make me look good, So it's all here. It's all that mindset. It's that. And in any industry, going forward, it's going to change. It has changed. Apps changed it. Internet changed it. Tomorrow, robots might change it. Tomorrow, we have AI today, sentient. We can have AI, it's just AI with some consciousness and some compassion. It's only some algorithms away. It's going to come, right? Where bot is more compassionate than a human being. That's not very difficult anyway, looking at human beings these days. But this is, I think, what the essence of this conference is. This is what it means by future skills. It's not something you have to learn machine learning, you have to learn artificial intelligence. All those are great, and some of you must be in those businesses, and for that, it's great. For most people, it's not. For most people, it's just we gotta change. There's a makeup brand called Revlon, which filed for bankruptcy. It was a brand like, I think my mother, whenever she would go abroad, she wants to buy the Revlon things, and everybody wants to buy Revlon. The only reason they died is they kept advertising in magazines and television and things like that. And almost every makeup brand that is big today does it through influencers. If your Instagram influencer is not using that makeup, you're not buying it. It's such a little shift. It's little shift of marketing budget. It's not machine learning. It's not but they didn't shift. And the new companies, which are now very big in India, you know the names, so I don't need to take them. But their biggest differentiator was not the makeup, but the fact that they used influencers to market things. So similarly, I think your businesses will see this. This is what future skills is. And fundamentally, like I said, it comes from a mindset that change is good. Uncertainty is something I want in my life. Most people don't want uncertainty. right? Most people don't want, people want, may not even be very happy. They're like, I'm not happy with the state of my life, but I don't want any change. Because the fear of change, the fear of uncertainty is much harder, right? How will I look in front of YouTube at this age when all these young kids are doing bouncing around, making TikTok videos, showing their six packs? I don't know, but there is no choice. I got to try, right? So it's the same attitude you have to have in life also. You cannot forget work, man. Forget all this job and all. You're not fit, and you have been fat till 45, and you're like, I am like this only. In your head, there are these mindsets. I am from Delhi. Delhi people can't lose weight because the food is too good. These are beliefs. These are real beliefs. In parties, we have discussed this. You know, that people in Punjabi parties will discuss anything. These kind of things. Have 2 whiskeys, COVID will not come. I have been to parties where educated people have said this. And we have followed the advice also. So, I am Punjabi. Punjabis can't lose weight. Punjabis look nice, fat only. All kinds of weird mindsets. And now I'm 45. It's never going to happen. I cannot lose weight. It's all nonsense. It's all in your head, what kind of person you are. Step 1 is to become a person who says change is okay. I can handle it. It's going to be scary. It's going to scare me, but I can handle it. That's really, without change, nobody has become happier in life. If your life will never change, I'm telling you, I give you $1 billion in the bank right now. And if your life doesn't change, if you don't improve, if you don't grow as a person, you will not be happy. I am telling you from 100% proof, because I have many friends from my IIT Delhi who are like billionaires and they're not happy. I know it feels like, how can it be? But it is true that they're not happy. The second last thing I would say, which is not really connected to future skills, is along with the change attitude, it requires something else. Especially when it comes to your own life. You have to be okay to live for yourself. I know it sounds really like, why would I not be okay to live for myself? Most people don't live for themselves. Most people do not put themselves first. So if you don't put yourself first, how will you change? How will you improve? How will you add skills? How will you do this? Because you're not living for yourself. You're so scared. You're thinking, what will my wife think? What about my kids? बच्चे 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 पाल पाल के इंडिया पता नहीं कितने बच्चे पैदा कर लिए हमने. And what does that do to you? I love my kids. I have twin boys. But they cannot be the everything. The myopic focus cannot be only on them. I matter too. I created them. Without me, they wouldn't be there. सारा credit तो आधा तो जाता है मेरे को, या 25%. I don't know. So most people don't live for themselves. They are trying to make their colleagues happy, their boss is happy, their spouse is happy. Everything is being decided based on what their friends will think, based on what their colleagues will think, based on the, so the changes, you know the changes you need to make in your life, but you don't make them because you're scared. You feel like the community around you will ostracize you if you start living for yourself. But you cannot grow otherwise. I started living for myself. I started saying no to things. I started saying no to my kids sometimes, and to my wife, and to my mother. These are the people I love the most. But I love me more. That's simple. It's very hard for most people, especially Indians, to understand this concept, because we've been brought up to believe that family is everything. Community is everything. I know I'm not diminishing that. But like in the plane, they say, oxygen mask first. Your own oxygen first, then to others. We think we will live for others. We will move our life along with other people, and they'll be happy. They will not be happy. Nobody's going to come and tell you one day, wow, what a great mom you are. Koi nahi aa raha. Nobody's going to come and say, what a brother you are, yaar. What a son, or what a great dad you are. I don't think my kids have ever come and said that. Maybe they feel it. I'm not denying that. But nobody's going to come and give you that award one day. You have to do it for yourself. Simple secret to life. If you are not happy, you cannot make other people happy. So just bear that in mind. Live for yourself. Keep allowing change to happen. Keep allowing your companies to change. Develop these micro skills. It doesn't need to be Developing skills doesn't mean it's some crazy thing, like some really high-tech thing, and then you'll be okay in life. Change is constant. Just embrace it and enjoy this conference. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you, Chetan. We'll open the floor for 5 minutes for Q&A. So in case anybody has any question, feel free to ask Chetan.
Yes, you can ask me about this talk or anything also. Okay.
About skill learning. Any questions? Okay, there's somebody there.
Please introduce yourself, sir. Yeah. Just one second.
Hi, my name is Angad Singh. I'm from Mercer. I have two questions. The first one, you used the term ostracize. Can you please explain that? I don't know about it.
Ostracize?
Yes.
By the community, you mean?
Yeah.
In what context? Yeah.
I didn't understand the meaning of it. If you can.
Ostracize just means that people shun you. When you start living for yourself, when you say, this is important to me, you will feel suddenly the people whom you were serving, spending your life, one of the ways, they can't control you. They don't have full control over you. So one of the things they would do is they may withdraw attention or isolate you a little bit. And you may feel uncomfortable. Like, what happened here? So you give up your goals, you give up your dreams, you give up the changes you need to make, and then slip right back into the old methods. And I'm just telling people that don't be afraid of that. There's a very nice saying, be yourself and the world will adjust. Just think about that.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much. Sorry, that wasn't part.
Or second question. Part 2 bhi hai yahan.
I just wanted to know that before.
Okay.
I'll give you full marks.
Okay.
You will pass with flying colors. The second question I really want to ask, given that we are all from HR, community, fraternity, when we talk about future skills, right, and we being responsible to ensure the enablement or empowerment of people in our teams, right, you're absolutely right. We should empower and enable people, give them those motivations, inspiring moments where they can be motivated to get to work. But firstly, are people seeking it beyond the compensatory and everything else? They could be, but what's your thought on that? And secondly, when we talk about future skills, when we are talking about future colleagues, a future employee, what do you think in order to enable them, given that you write and study about society while reflecting in your books, what will be your tips in order to ensure that where HR can play a role in order to enable them in that way in the future?
Yeah. Okay, that's a very broad HR question. I will try to break it down and answer it. HR can play a role. See, it's never about the money. It's never about the money in life. I agree. If you are like abject poverty, then it is only about the money. Then you need food and then you need shelter and all that. But most of you are working for companies where people who work there, they are never going to starve. I mean, as my mother used to say, tuition to padhai lega. So, nobody's going to starve. So, and now to online also you can teach. It's never about the money. People in life are looking for love. People in life are looking for purpose. People in life are looking for respect. That's, if you can somehow understand this, you can, I wouldn't say the word manipulate, because manipulate means you're doing something which is bad for them and for your advantage, but you can influence people in any way you want. I have seen it time and again. Ultimately, it's never, what is money? Money, after your basic needs are met, it's a number, it's a video game. It's a video game on my phone, my bank balance, or my stock portfolio, which is going really crazy these days. But, at the end of the day, it's just some numbers. I check in the morning, market is up. Yeah, I'm happy when I'm having my coffee. Market is down. Oh, I'm unhappy. But it's just stupid numbers. It's what it can do. And what it can do, it can buy me love. Can it buy you love? No. But it can make you enjoy, money can make you enjoy time with your loved ones more. So definitely it's important. And that is there in human nature. See, ultimately, companies are not separate beings. They are made of people. The best thing a HR person can do, I think, is to understand human nature. And ultimately, that's what the community of a company is all about. Having the pulse on what people are thinking. You cannot keep people in supercharged, yeah, let's do it more. Maybe on the town hall day, they'll do it, right? But generally, our people, when Monday morning comes, Like those are the kind of questions I would put in service. When Monday morning comes, are you happy about coming to work? As simple as that. You don't need to be like, yeah, like, we are going to like defend India at the border. It's not like that. You just, I don't know, some people are not doing those things, right? They're just going and making toothpaste. Fine, people need to brush their teeth. So, but they like the people because they get love there, they get respect, they get a sense of purpose. And I think we often tend to forget that in the jargon, that human beings are actually very simple, basic people. You give them that and you can, like, the world is yours, really. Even for leaders, even for HR. And I think who else is doing it in the company? Nobody else will do it, only HR has to do it. Because other divisions don't have that mandate. Of course, they also all work with people and they have to understand, all good leaders need to understand people. But somebody's in operations, somebody's in finance, somebody's in accounting, they are waiting for tax returns. They are not focused on that. It's the HR's job to understand that the ship that is running has motivated, or at least people who find some purpose of coming here. And if people don't, and if some people don't, they shouldn't be there. Because no, and then you're raising their salary and giving them titles and trophies and all that. It's not going to do it. So you can work with half the people who are motivated and produce more results than double the workforce, which is very well paid, but they're like, it's okay. I can get a better job across the street. I can go to LinkedIn and apply. I had to mention LinkedIn. They're the sponsor. I like LinkedIn though. I like LinkedIn. I made videos telling young kids on my YouTube that if you have to waste time on your phone, no offense to Mr. Zuckerberg, but don't spend it on Instagram, spend it on LinkedIn. Spend 2 hours on LinkedIn for 1 year and you'll get somewhere in life. Spend 2 hours on Instagram Reels and that year is gone waste, basically. So that is my genuine feeling, not because they are sponsor. Yes, sir.
Thanks for your perspective. Appreciate it.
Just one last question. Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, it's the time.
So not a question. In fact, just endorsing what you said, I think if you don't go beyond your family, of course, we as Indians, we do consider family to be most important. I'm happy I could settle my children now. But after doing that, you got to give your best to the society and the mankind to contribute. Otherwise, you're depriving the society of what best you can do. If Michelangelo and Einstein had not done that, just stuck to the family, they wouldn't have done that.
That's a good point. I think this biological, just because there's some DNA that is shared, and within family also, if you've noticed, what people do is kids are everything. Then suddenly there is an extended family also, but people often ignore their parents, and then they are like, but it's my kids, he has a poem recital in his school, so sorry mom, you're not well, but fine. One day that kid is going to do the same to you. It's very bizarre. We have not learnt it. Indians keep making, and I think you have to look at humanity little beyond all of us, because we are not like, if you're in the survival mode, like, we are in Syria and we are living in a refugee camp, then yes, you just look after your family. But we can, and there is love everywhere. And not to diminish family. I'm not here to diminish family, but I agree with you. And especially when you talk of art and things like that, get it from various places. It's the portfolio diversification. You love your family. It's your favorite stock. Your favorite stock is, I don't know, Reliance or whichever one it might be. But you can't just buy only that, right, in your portfolio. That's not very sensible, because it'll go up and down. And stocks are still volatile, but relationships are like 100 times more volatile than stocks. They're like crypto. They are very unpredictable, right? Relationships. So I always tell people relationships are good, but you should diversify within relationships. And 3 things, I'm just overshooting my time, but 3 things make up a happy life: career, health, relationships. There are 3 legs of a table, 3 subjects in your report card, whatever way you look at it: career, health, relationships. Now, relationships are amazing because they have the best highs, right? It's like crypto, Bitcoin, 10x. I bought it at $5, it's $5,000. Oh, okay. But it also crashes the fastest. It also hurts you the most. So you have there. Health is amazing. Best return on investment. Because you go to the gym for an hour, it is going to benefit you. You eat healthy for a day, a week, 1 month. Like, it's very predictable. It's science. If you eat more calories, you'll gain weight. If you eat less calories, you'll lose weight. It's science. Usually, it's very scientific. So, excellent return on investment. You must put your time, attention, effort there. And career, yes. But career is not just money. Career is obviously your fulfillment, your purpose, your recognition. Money is only one part of it, right? So diversify that life if you want happiness, because people will disappoint you, relationships will disappoint you, career will also disappoint you. Sometimes health might disappoint you also. But I'm saying if you have this broad overall framework, all of us can be happy in life. It is not something that only sadhus in Himalayas get. Just start looking at life. Just start living a life which you are examining, okay, what's going on, and don't go crazy over one thing, job, kids, whatever. And even bodybuilding, don't go full crazy on that also. Then people are having steroids and all that. Not good.
Well, thank you so very much.
Thank
With
you,
that,
guys.
let's come to the end of it. Round of applause for Chetan Bhagat, everybody, for joining us this morning. Thank you again, Chetan, for joining us.